Hello and welcome back to a new video. Today is all about how to make 2025 the best year that is yet to come for you. Just imagine that you would go into the new year, into 2025, not with a ginormous bucket list of your goals and what you have to achieve, what you have to change in your life, but to actually do something a little bit different this year. Instead of focusing on things that you have to achieve, on things that you have to change, you're actually going to focus on things that bring you joy and that you want to learn in your life again. And don't get me wrong, because I think we all have been there, that at the end of the year we write a list on what we want to change and we go to the gym, we start eating healthy, and then once February or March comes, we suddenly forget about all of these points on our list. But here is what you can do differently. So I have 6 things for you on how to make 2025 the best year that is yet to come for you without putting a lot of pressure on yourself with a ginormous bucket list. And number 6 is probably the best and most important one, so definitely watch until the end. And the first thing is very important, because what has happened in the last few years is that only we take time to reflect on the year at the end of the year. But what would happen if every 3 months you actually start checking in with yourself on what has changed, how have I changed, and what do I want to do differently? So instead of putting a list or whatsoever for the whole year, you commit to yourself to start checking in with yourself every 3 months. So it's basically a little year for itself, to reflect on what has happened. What do you want differently? How do you want to change? Are you still going into the direction of where you want to go? So maybe with this I can remind you to really commit to yourself. Maybe it's going to be the 1st January, then it's going to be the 1st of April, and so on, to really sit down and to maybe write a list, maybe to just reflect with someone else or in your mind on what do you want differently, what has been going very well, and what do you want to change. And the next point is let joy guide you. I want you to reflect on what is actually bringing joy into your life. What do you really enjoy? Where are you going into a flow state where you completely forget about time because you're enjoying this activity or this state so much? That can be dancing, it can be writing, it can be drawing, it can be some kind of sport, whatever it is. What is actually bringing you joy in your life? And then how can you integrate this joyful activity more in your life, and how can you focus more on it? And here I just want to remind you that focusing on joy doesn't mean that it has to be a job or a profession. You can just do it because it brings you joy and a good feeling in your life. Next up is something very important, and that is less screen time. Yes, we have all been there in the times of Instagram and YouTube and even TikTok, and we know how easy it is to forget about time when we have our little helpers in our hand. But just imagine that there's so much more out there for you to explore that goes beyond our screens. And yes, let's use technology, that it helps us, that we develop, that we can look up things that we really want to know really quickly. But let's not forget that life is actually happening out there and not just on our little screens. So maybe this year, in 2025, you want to commit to spending less time on the screens and more time in real life with real people and connecting to yourself again. Okay, number 4, and very important, more breaks and time for relaxing. Yes, you've heard me right. We are in a culture where it's all about hustling and doing more and achieving our goals. And yes, I absolutely love that and support it. But very often we forget about relaxing, about time for ourselves, about actually taking breaks and just breathing. So no matter how busy your life is with your family, your friends, your job, your activities, things that you enjoy and love, commit to taking time for yourself, to breathe, to relax, to do whatever is good for you, so that you are coming out of a mode where it's all about stress or achieving or doing something. and where you can actually connect to the soft, maybe even feminine side and quiet side within you. Because guess what? That's the important thing. The better you can relax, the more power you can actually take into your life. So take time to breathe, to rest, so you can take your fire into your life again and your full power. And the next one is let love, life, the universe, or God guide you. Maybe you are believing in a higher power, maybe you believe in God, maybe you believe in the power of love. Make the commitment to let this higher power guide you. So often we think that we have to do things by ourselves in our life, that there's no one else that can support us because everyone else has their own shit going on in their mind. But let me tell you that you're never alone, that there's always a higher power that is here to support you. So let it help you to guide you. Let it help you so that you can find your path in 2025. That you can find where is the intention, where you want to go. And if sometimes you feel lost, just make a commitment to yourself that you sit down and that you connect to this higher power and ask, please send me signs so that I know where to go. Please lead me, please guide me the way, because I am lost right now. You are not alone in this and you don't have to do it alone. So let love guide you the way. And lastly, number 6, and probably the most important one, is instead of goals, I want you to focus on intentions. Why not focus on goals? You might ask yourself right now. Goals can be super nice because sometimes they can give us fire or power within us where we're thinking, now I really want to achieve this. But what is happening very often with goals is that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves that we really have to achieve it. And instead of this pressure of the goals, I want you to focus on intentions. And it's just what I said before. Intentions are basically, where is the path that is guiding me throughout the whole year? So again, here you can ask yourself again, what is bringing you joy? And where do you want to grow in your own life? And commit to just focusing on 1 to 3 things. So that can be learning a new skill, creating something, starting a family. For me, for instance, is that I really want to be on stage next year dancing, and just saying that into the camera is bringing up a lot of fear, but that's something that I'm focusing on. So I myself have 3 things that I focus on for next year, and I'm going to put a big poster somewhere where I see it all the time to just remind myself again and again and again to not lose the focus. Because very often with goals at the beginning of the year, we put so many goals that we just lose the focus and that we cannot even concentrate on all of them. So what is something in 2025 that you want to grow in? That might be your spiritual growth, that might be your physical health, that might be that you want to learn a new skill, that might be that you want to focus more on reading. It can be anything, but what is your intention? My intention is very clear that I want to focus more on dancing and movement. It's something that I've been loving since I have been a child. And something that I have sometimes lost because my focus went somewhere else. But with this now, I'm also committing, also with this video, I'm committing to the path of movement and dance for 2025. And again, that doesn't mean that it has to be something professional, something that where you have to earn money. It can be, and that's amazing, but it's more something that your heart really wants. It's something where you feel like your whole body is set on fire when you do this thing. And yes, sometimes that can even push ourselves out of the comfort zone, but that's not a problem because we know that we can push through this because we know that this is the way. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope that you can focus with full power onto 2025, on the things that actually make you happy, that bring you joy, and that bring you real fulfillment in life. And that's not in achieving a big goal, rather than finding peace within yourself. All the best, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye.